The Honourable Jack Murta was a Member of Parliament for 18 years and served part of that time as a cabinet minister. He is the leader of the Parliamentary Prayer Breakfast, which meets weekly on the Hill. He also gives leadership to the annual event called the National Prayer Breakfast, which is coming up soon in Ottawa. Jack joins us on the line now. Jack, thanks for calling in.
Well, thank you for having me.
First of all, Jack, give us a quick overview of your own history there on Parliament Hill.
Well, it goes back quite a ways. It goes back a number of years. I was involved in politics. I was elected from Manitoba and in Ottawa for 18 years. And in that time, I started about, I guess, 5 or 6 years into that, I started attending the Weekly Prayer Breakfast on Parliament Hill. And from there on, it developed. So my whole time that I was in Ottawa was involved with the prayer breakfast in some way. And I found it was one of the times of the week where you could actually, as a politician, you could come together and not have to worry about really what you said. You could be as vulnerable as you felt you wanted to be at that point, and that's quite rare on Parliament Hill. And it was one of the things that it just kind of cemented your week. And now, of course, it's still going on. This will be the 48th National Prayer Breakfast that we're having, and there's actually MPs that attend the prayer breakfast every Wednesday morning at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Now, that might be surprising for some people, Jack, to think that there are MPs on Parliament Hill that meet together every week and have been for many years. And so it's a nonpartisan thing, and people just kind of leave the party lines at the door, and they come in and describe again what kind of interaction happens on the weekly meetings.
Well, you leave your politics basically at the door, and somebody will lead the group, and there's a chairman selected at the beginning of the year, and I'm involved in doing that. And somebody the chairman will ask the individual to lead. That person leads and talks about whatever they want to talk about. We had a breakfast this morning, and it's done in confidence. There's usually between, I'd say, 16 and 25 MPs that will come together at that time. They'll talk for 10, 15 minutes, and while we have a light breakfast, there's generally comments and conversation after that. Then there's intercessory prayer for usually family members or staff members or something else, anything really that they want to. And at the very end of that is a silent prayer, and members of Parliament can pray as they feel led to pray, and it's usually wrapped up around 8 o'clock, because at 8 o'clock on Parliament Hill, then the members move off to their various provincial caucus meetings before they have the national caucus. All the parties have a national caucus at 10 o'clock.
And then the National Prayer Breakfast, which is coming up soon, and we want to give some information for people. But that was spawned then from these weekly prayer breakfasts?
That's right. It's really the National Prayer Breakfast is the face of the weekly prayer breakfast, but as it is in most cases, the important part of the National Prayer Breakfast is the weekly prayer breakfast that takes place, and it's the members that build, and it's about building relationships as much as anything. I mean, these are members that some people everybody's faith at a different level, different place. For some members of Parliament, this is their church. They say this is the time where they can actually sort of sit back, and this is what they call their church right now. So it's gratifying to see that, and it's gratifying to see their faith grow over the years, and I think it's good not only it is good for them, and it's good for the country too, because you pray with somebody and it changes how you think of them, and it doesn't change your philosophy in terms of your position that you want to hold, but it certainly changes it in terms of what you think of them as a person, as an individual, and that's the relationship building part of it that's so important.
And it's also gratifying to see the actual numbers of people grow, because I've attended many of these through the years, and we actually used to meet in one of the areas of Parliament Hill, but outgrew that, and now meeting in a hotel next door. So tell us about who should be attending, and if there's even tickets left.
Well, there are tickets left. We meet at the Westin Hotel We normally have about anywhere from 700 to 800 people attend the breakfast. And we get a lot of people phone in or email in the last few days of just before the prayer breakfast. There's a dinner the night before, and this year the speaker at the dinner the night before is Ben Heppner, the Canada's number one tenor, I guess, maybe one of the number one tenors in the world. And he's singing the next morning. Ben Heppner is singing the next morning, and the speaker, an author, Eric Metaxas from the United States, is our speaker. He spoke 2 years ago at the National Prayer Breakfast in Washington. He's written a book on Wilberforce, sort of the definitive biography on Wilberforce. And on the Sunday we've started off this for a few years with a student forum. In other words, we have students come in that either have a faith or they're interested in politics, and they have an opportunity over the course of about a day and a half to interact with Christian politicians that go to the prayer breakfast.
And Jack, how can people connect? What's the best method?
The best way to connect is the fastest way is to go online and just go into CanadaPrayerBreakfast.ca.
Okay, CanadaPrayerBreakfast.ca.
CA, yes.
Great.
That will get you right into the site, and you can buy tickets on it. You can see more about it. You can find out more about the prayer breakfast itself.
All right. Well, Jack, thank you so much for checking in with us and sharing that, and trust it'll be a wonderful event again this year.
Well,
God bless you.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to your prayers.
All right. Bye-bye for now.